For over 40 years, viewers welcomed Eric into their homes day after day, and as we grieve, many of you are too.
Yeah, we've had messages pour in from all over the country. This is about how Eric made you laugh and brought you some comfort and became just as much as a part of your family as he was ours. Alyssa Curtis gathered up the kind words from viewers.
I'm Andre Trevine.
And I'm Eric Paulsen. Join us weekdays.
Morning after morning, thousands started their day with Eric Paulsen. And whether it was because of his boisterous laugh or trusted voice,
To do this for a story, this is crazy.
many kept tuning in.
I have watched Eric Paulsen from the time he came on. And when I heard how he passed, I could not believe it.
Adam Weller did too. The 54-year-old wrote to us to say he's been watching Eric every morning since he can remember. I felt a great void the day he left, and I was in shock not to see him anymore. Gosh, what a great person he was. But Eric, just by being Eric, became more than a newscaster. To viewers, he was family.
He came into my home every morning and blessed my life.
He was instantly welcomed into viewer Teresa Foucher's family when she moved to Louisiana 41 years ago. She wrote to us saying she fell in love with Eric almost immediately. I can't think of a time he wasn't part of my life and my family's. Whether it was from the other side of the screen or in the morning show studio.
I did a morning show with him. I worked with a friend of mine that had a bakery, opened up a bakery. It was him and Michelle Miller. I'd just like to say, I miss him. He made me cry.
Eric made a lasting impression, one that crossed the country. Nick Hedrick lives in western Indiana and wrote to us to say Eric's death comes as a staggering blow. While he says he never visited New Orleans, he stumbled upon Channel 4 and kept tuning in during times like Hurricane Ida. Even a 12-hour car ride away from Rampart Street, well outside the direct impacts of the storm, his presence was reassuring. It's clearly a presence the community will never forget. Alyssa Curtis, WWL Louisiana.
And you know, just 65 days ago, we were just celebrating with Eric at the New Orleans Press Club Awards. He accepted the Lifetime Achievement Award, and he was so honored for that one. And I know that we were watching back at his legacy and people talking about all of the stories that Eric did. And if you look at the gamut of all of the stories he's covered, he's got range. Eric could interview Fats Domino, and he can talk to Alan Toussaint, and then he could turn around and be on stage with Juvenile and Manny Fresh. I mean, everyone. He impacted many generations.
Yeah, I think also personally, he was such a great supporter of so many of us here at WWL. I mean, I know from the moment that I met him, he was supportive of my career and moves that I was making here and talking to bosses. And I know the same is true for so many of us. And he just was a really great guy. And he was opinionated.
Yes.
Very opinionated. He had very strong opinions on what we needed to do to fix this city. And I think that's because he cared so very much about it.
And he was always right, and he let you know it too.
Always right. Yes. But we love that about him. We knew that about him. And, you know, just like the greatest guy, I just can't even express how much it was fun to sit up here with him.
Yeah.
All the times that I sat up here with him, and that, you know, it just feels weird. It feels like he should still be here.
Right, it is. Well, he still is here.
Yeah.
He absolutely still is here. And as long as WWL is around, Eric Paulsen's name will be spoken. I can believe that.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we are seeing so many wonderful memories and tributes as we pose the question, how do you live like Eric?
Oh, man, you have to live large. Just text us at 504, that's 529-4444. You make sure you include your name. You can also leave messages in the comments on our Facebook and our Instagram feeds.
You know, Eric also beloved by the local chefs and restaurant owners around town. He really believed in promoting the industry, and just after one interview, some of them became best friends for decades. Coming up at 6, Meg Ferris asks some of his favorite people in the food industry to tell their best Eric stories.